The bizarre crimes of 2023. Judges have sent North Wales men and women to jail this year for committing some strange and bizarre crimes, which includes a woman who wrongly claimed to have monkeypox, a would-be robber who pretended to have a gun, and a man who ran into the sea to escape police. Other remarkable cases included a man who threatened to kill his mother's pet goldfish and a prison tutor who smuggled drugs into his own jail. Andrew Aldred. Andrew Aldred, aged 35 years old, of Woodland Park, Colwyn Bay, was jailed for 2 years for a fray. This thug armed himself with a scaffolding pole and later punched a man at a family pub. Benjamin Parsonage was knocked unconscious in the attack. Defendant Andrew Aldred was said to have been provoked, but a judge told him he could have killed Mr. Parsonage. The victim suffered multiple injuries. Aldred was jailed for 2 years for a fray. He will serve half that term, less the 10 months he has been on remand. Once released, he will be on license for a year. Bethan Rawes. In March, a mean thief, who took a food parcel left for a woman on a low income, claimed to a court she had monkeypox. Bethan Rawes, aged 39 years old, of High Street, Bethesda, Gwynedd, had landed in further trouble after the case was adjourned because of her alleged illness. Appearing in custody before Llandudno court, she admitted stealing from a Tesco store at Bethesda despite being banned from the shop. She damaged cells in a police vehicle and a custody unit by spitting repeatedly. The prosecutor James Neary told a district judge, "She was clearly lying to the court on the 8th, you may conclude." Cameron Jones. Cameron Drew Jones, aged 22 years old, of no fixed address, was jailed at Carnarvon Crown Court for 12 months for theft of a motor vehicle, 6 months for escaping from lawful custody, to run consecutively, and 3 months for each of 2 counts of driving whilst disqualified, to run concurrently to each other and the other sentences, making a total of 18 months. The fugitive ran away from police and jumped into the sea off Anglesey, sparking a call to the RNLI for help. Cameron Jones came ashore when he realized he couldn't avoid being rescued and was arrested. A judge heard that the defendant had been wanted for stealing a Mercedes with a drone and dog unit previously deployed to trace him, without success. But justice finally caught up with Jones as he admitted a string of offences and was jailed for a total of 18 months. Carnarvon Crown Court heard Jones took a man's Vauxhall car without permission on May 13. On May 30 he was seen driving it at a Heron petrol station in Llangefni. Jake Orrit. Jake Orrit, of Vale Road, Rhyl, turned into a nightmare when drunk or high on cocaine and would repeatedly threaten his mother and tried more than once to kill her beloved pet fish. He begged to be sent to prison in order to turn his life around. Jake Orrit appeared before Mold Crown Court in February, having admitted to 3 breaches of a restraining order as well as assaulting a person, occasioning actual bodily harm and attempted criminal damage. Prosecuting Rosemary Proctor told the court how Orrit was banned from being near his mum Barbara and her home in Rhyl. However, he let himself in last August through an unlocked front door whilst she was in the garden. Jason Taylor. Former prison tutor Jason Taylor, aged 53 years old, of Prestwich Gardens, Laer, Wrexham, was jailed for a total of 32 months after conveying spice and cannabis into HMP Berwyn. The prison tutor was caught smuggling drugs into his workplace when a colleague sniffed a distinctive smell of synthetic cannabis, spice, on sheets of paper. A probe found that the sheets, which were in envelopes addressed to 3 inmates, originally came from HMP Berwyn's own education department. The investigation unmasked Taylor, an employability tutor, who had even had anti-corruption training. A search found cannabis resin in the prison and more spice on paper at his home. The drugs had a potential value of £61,000. A judge at Mold Crown Court today said his crimes were so serious there had to be a deterrent sentence and jailed the former tutor for a total of 32 months. Liam Jones. Liam Jones, aged 27 years old, of Maes Daru, Llandudno Junction, was jailed for 12 months for attempting to rob a Barclays Bank branch. Liam wore a mask and pretended to have a gun and threatened to shoot a bank cashier unless they gave him cash during an attempted robbery. Some staff members fled to a safe room after Liam Jones made the threat, but the cashier quickly realized he was faking having the firearm in his pocket. She pressed an alarm button located under the counter before the 27-year-old left the Barclays Bank branch in Llandudno empty-handed, with police waiting outside to arrest him. Mold Crown Court heard Jones has some form of schizophrenia, but it wasn't serious enough to justify a hospital order. A judge instead jailed him for 12 months for attempted robbery.